Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to be adding some new fish and doing some tank updates. Hello! So like I say, today we've got some new fish that I've just been and bought. I didn't do any filming going to the shop because it's raining. So I've gone from last week's video, sweaty mess, although I'm still pretty sweaty, to this week's video with it raining. So I have bought something to do an experiment with, and I've bought some fish to put in the tanks. So I've got these fish, I've got 3 different bags. What I have got is 2 cories, and I've got I think 5 rummy nose tetras. So the cories are going in the original tank. The rummy nose tetras are going in here. I just wanted to put 5 in this time. I didn't want to go ahead and put a whole shoal in because I need to give the bacteria in the filters a chance to build up for that many fish. So you do it slowly, and that way you won't have a big bacterial bloom and the nitrogen cycle won't crash. So it's always better to add them slowly rather than just whack a load in at once, because it's not going to work. So now I'm going to show you the fish that we've bought, and then we can get them in the tanks to acclimate. Okay, so here's our rummy nose tetras for the 4-foot aquarium. Oh, and a lovely few bits of blackbeard algae floating in there. Thank you, Maidenhead Aquatics. It's not like I've been trying to spend months getting rid of it. I'll fish them out and they should be fine. Now their colours have gone quite dull because they're stressed from being moved. Once they're in the tank and they've settled for a while, they'll colour back up and you'll be able to see their lovely colours. So we'll pop that in the tank behind me in just a second. I'm just going to show you the other ones first. I'm not sure if you can see what's in this bag, but this is a cory. I can't remember the name of this one actually. I've got a peppered cory, which... This is a peppered cory. I do know what I'm on about. So yeah, we've got a peppered cory to go in the original tank. We need a name for the original tank. I don't want to keep calling it that. So drop me a comment and tell me what you think we should call it when we refer to it. This is going to be the 4-foot tank because it's always been that. But we need a name for that one. That's the one with the big boulders and the river effect. So let me know in the comments what you think we should refer to that as. Okay, so this is the other cory that I've got. I don't know if you can see him. And I really can't remember what this one's called, but it's like dotty. But yeah. Right, I'm going to get them in to acclimate now because I don't want them to get stressed out, and then I'll be back in a second. Okay, so as you can see behind me now, I've turned the lights off in the tank. I've done it with that one as well because the fish are in there acclimating. And it's always best to turn the lights off so they don't get too stressed, because they're already going to be stressed from moving them from the fish shop to here. So turn the lights off, let them acclimate, and then in a bit we'll put them in the tank. So, as I said, I've got a little bit of an experiment. So for the 4-foot tank, I went in and I was going to get some Otocinclus catfish. I've already put 2 in there anyway, just to keep the detritus and algae off the glass, which they do a fantastic job of. I wanted some more. They do best in bigger groups. They are quite social with each other. The 2 that are in here swim around together all the time. They love it. I've also got 2 in there. The 2 that I've got in here were in there, so there was 4. They probably could do with being in a bigger group than 4 anyway, but I went there, they didn't have any. So, well, they did. They had zebra ones or something like that, but they were like 15 quid a fish. I'm not up for that. No. So I went to the till, and in the live food section was these. Now, I've done some research on them before, and what they are is river shrimp. Now, they're clear, they don't look overly desirable, and basically they're food to feed to predatory fish, but they're alive, and they last, I think it said online, they last about a year, but if you get a good colony going, then they just keep reproducing and it's fine. I'm not overly bothered about them going in, it's for this tank. I'm not bothered about them being brightly coloured or anything, because I just want them there to have shrimp in there and keep it clean, things like that. So I've bought 3 bags of these. It was 3 for £5 from Maidenhead Aquatics. Right, you can see them in there. So what I'm going to do is, just as a little experiment, I'm not going to feed them to any other fish. I'm going to acclimate these 3 bags in this tank, and then I don't know, we'll just see how they get on. If they die, then they die. They were food anyway. If they don't, then I'll have a little colony of river shrimp in this tank, keeping it clean. I'm going to try and get the shrimp for the shrimp tank here from Pro Shrimp, but at the minute on their website it says that they're not delivering, so I think that's because of the delays with the post from COVID-19. COVID-19! So I'm going to message them and see what we can do. I might try and arrange to pick them up or something like that. I don't know. I'll have to keep you posted on that one, but I want some good quality shrimp for that because I want them to breed, so I don't want just like dull ones. So yeah, I'm going to put these in and then I'll be back with you. And I forgot to mention, I've got my top. It says the Chill Fish Keeper. There you go. Right, I'm going to get these shrimp in. Bear with. So here's some of the shrimp in there acclimating now. I thought I'd come a bit closer so that you could see a bit better. As you can see, they're not coloured, they are clear, but I think they're still pretty cool. Okay, so now I'm going to talk you through what I mentioned at the end of the last video, which is the hydrogen peroxide and the wormer. First of all, we'll go through the hydrogen peroxide. So this is all it is. It's just a clear liquid, and it's 3% hydrogen peroxide. This wasn't expensive. I've been told it's good to always have on hand to do plant baths in and things when you get them to get rid of any pests. So I bought this on eBay. Everything I've spoke about today, I'll put a link in the descriptions. Basically, the reason why I wanted this is because my first ever video, I showed you my original tank, which was overrun with blackbeard algae. Now, I cleaned it all out, I reset it up, but it has come back. It's notoriously hard to get rid of, and when it takes over, it is quite bad. So I had been dosing with this, which is Flourish XL by Seachem, which I read online. If you use this, as well as adding a lot of oxygen to the tank, it can help the plants to grow quicker, therefore out-competing the algae for the nutrients. Yes, it kept it at bay. It was just a tiny few spots around the tank, but as soon as I stopped using this, it's literally gone wild again, and there's black everywhere. Flourish XL is not meant to get rid of blackbeard algae. Seachem themselves don't endorse it, because basically you have to overdose this in your tank to try and get rid of it. So I went online, did a bit of research, and stumbled across a blog that said you can get rid of blackbeard algae within 14 days from using hydrogen peroxide. So I bought some. You need 10 millilitres of neat 3% hydrogen peroxide per 15 gallons of water. Add the appropriate amount into a high flow area of your tank and repeat for 3 days and then wait. So whatever your tank size is, work it out by those calculations and put the appropriate amount in. So it was 10 millilitres of neat 3% hydrogen peroxide per 15 gallons of aquarium. After 1 month, it should be gone. I haven't got to that point yet. I've only... When did I do that? I think I started it on Sunday. Today is Wednesday. I mean, today is Friday for you watching, but it's Wednesday for me. So I'm about 4 days in at the moment, and it has started to go brown. I will give you updates in future videos, but it seems to be working so far. If you get to a month and it hasn't died off, then it said the best thing to do is to redose it again, but with a higher dosage. I'm not going to tell you what that higher dosage should be because it's not my remedy. I'm not a wizard. All of your fish, snails, shrimps, anything like that should be absolutely fine to leave in the tank whilst you're doing this. But if you're unsure, you can always remove them, put them somewhere else until the treatment's complete and then put them back. This is what the original tank looks like at the moment. There's quite a lot of algae and things, but you can see the blackbeard algae on the leaves and things here, all over these rocks at the bottom here, everywhere. So it's not looking great. The treatment's done on that now. We've tested the water's all fine. So now it is time to add the new fish. So it's the 2 Corydoras that we are adding into this tank. There's already 3 in there. The ones that are in there we showed in a previous video. They're albino bronze cories. They're already in there. And then we've got 2 new ones today, 2 different ones. So I really like them. I love the way that they go through the substrate and use their little barbells to stir up the sand. It's quite cute. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get these out of the bag and put them in the net, and then we'll get them in the tank for you. Woo. So they've gone down into the tank. One of them has taken refuge here in the corner, and the other one is just here. Okay, so now let's go across to the 4-foot tank and put in our rummy nose tetras and our experimental shrimp. I don't know if you can quite see it, you should be able to, but there's some of the little fry in the middle. So I'm going to take these out of the bags now and put them in a net, and we'll get them in. I'll do the, what should I do first? I'll do the fish first, and then I'll do the shrimps. Okay, so now I'm going to add all of the experimental shrimp. Like I say, I'm going to let all these settle in. Once they've settled in, I'll come back and do some more footage for you. Right guys, that's it for today's video. I think that the fish and the shrimp look awesome. I'm so pleased that it paid off putting the shrimp in there. I've got loads of them. There must be a good 50 shrimp in there, all for £5. And I can see them. Yes, they're not red. Yes, they don't look spectacular, but they look alright to me. Right guys, that's the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I absolutely love the new fish and shrimp. I'm really pleased that the little experiment paid off with the shrimp. I think they look brilliant. Swimming all over the tank. There must be about 50 of them in there for just £5. Yes, they're obviously cheaper because they're meant for food and they're not coloured, but you can still see them. They look awesome swimming around. So I'm really pleased with that. And the rummy nose tetras have coloured up beautifully. In next week's video, we are going to be rescaping my father-in-law's corner goldfish tank. We're going to give it a makeover. Going to put some nice plants in there that the goldfish aren't going to eat, and some nice rocks. If you like what you've seen today guys, don't forget to click subscribe and join the family. Hit the notification bell so that you get notified when I upload in the future, and give this video a like. I will reply to everybody's comments. If there's anything you want to say, drop it in the comments below. We still need a name for the original tank, and yeah, that's it for today. Cheers guys, bye.